And showtime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ChannelPro 5-minute roundup for the week of March 5th. I am Rich Freeman, executive editor of ChannelPro Network. With me, as always, is my co-host, Eric Simpson, who is senior vice president and CIO of SBC International, a business improvement and training organization for MSPs and bars. Eric, how are you doing today?
Pretty fantastic, Rich. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We are coming to you live from the ChannelPro SMB Forum event in Dallas, Texas, where Eric is going to be speaking in a little while about pricing and how to get your prices right. He's got this really awesome spreadsheet he's going to share with the attendees here and kind of step people through that. So that event is taking place today. Obviously, we've got future events coming up with Eric and a bunch of other really great speakers. We're going to be in Baltimore in a couple of months. We're going to be in Boston in September. We're going to be in Long Beach, California in November. So I encourage you to go to events.channelpronetwork.com and find out more about these events. Come say hello and get us in person. But for this week, let's dive into the news. And the top story I wanted to talk about today was something announced earlier in the week by Kaseya. They have had a file backup solution, direct to cloud, for some time. This week, they introduced a new appliance-based BDR solution. And rather than buy a company that makes that kind of solution or build something in-house, they decided to forge an alliance with Unitrends, which is a name you know, tend to be associated a little bit more with the enterprise, and Kaseya is bringing that product down into the SMB space and incorporating it into their product suite. And this fits into a big ongoing theme in the managed services software world, where you're seeing companies like Kaseya and now Datto, which owns Autotask as well, and ConnectWise, build out these increasingly expansive suites of products. And it creates an interesting situation where, from one perspective, as an MSP, there's a lot of convenience and a lot of obvious value in getting all of these different tools that you use, RMN, PSA, security, BDR, from a single supplier, and knowing that they're all tightly integrated, versus going a little bit more of that best-of-breed route.
Yeah, and I think it's really a smart move to create an appliance instead of just having that cloud backup, Rich, because now, when, as an MSP, we bundle our services together and we sell them to an end user client, the more that we can bring that shows some kind of tangible presence or tangible reflection of our relationship, the better it is. So, bringing an appliance in for the BDR shows that, hey, this is included in our package. It creates some stickiness, and it could also help with retention along the way. It's difficult to extricate yourself from a relationship when you've got all this hardware that's being supported and provided by the MSP.
It's a really interesting angle on it, actually. I mean, from Kaseya's standpoint, adding an appliance-based option just gives you more flexibility in terms of how you support your customers, because direct-to-cloud is a great choice for some customers. Others really need the immediacy of that appliance-based approach, and some can use a hybrid of both. But it's true, having that box on site is a reminder of what you're doing to keep your customers protected.
Right, and notwithstanding the added functionality and features that brings, I'm just, my focus is, okay, how can I grow that relationship? How can I extend that relationship? How can I create longevity and grow lifetime client value? It's much easier to do that when I'm landing my BDR, when I'm landing my access points and access point controllers, when I'm landing all of these other, my firewall and my UTM device and things like that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you just got a bonus business tip from Eric this week. So now you're going to get a second one. Eric, what do you got for him this week?
So today I want to talk about normalizing your chart of accounts and your P&L in order to accurately identify your true costs and profit of every single line of business that you sell. We work with a lot of partners that have a blended kind of P&L, blended kind of chart of accounts going on, where all revenue ends up in the revenue line. And what we need to be able to do is to increase efficiency, is to identify how profitable are we from selling projects, how profitable are we from selling managed services, how profitable are we from resale of hardware and software, how profitable are we from selling cloud services. So it's really difficult to determine that when you have kind of this blended vision in your P&L. So let's normalize those so that we can accurately identify the true profit and cost of each one of our service lines. And this will help you identify perhaps underperforming services that are being masked by this blended perspective. So let's say that, hey, we're not making the margin that we thought we were making on our help desk. Why is that? Well, it's because we were never able to break it out and look at it this way because it was being masked by how profitable we are on our project delivery or things like that.
And so, I mean, this sounds like something that is not going to be extraordinarily difficult to set up in an accounting system or a PSA system.
No, it just takes some time to sit down and figure out exactly how to break out, you know, those revenue streams and be disciplined about doing it. And you know, for the MSPs out there that are scratching their heads about how to do that, you know, get with your accounting firm or your accounting professional and let them know that you want to know the true cost and profit of each one of these service lines, and have, you know, identify what those 4 or 5 or 10 are and get to work on that.
Awesome. Well, we've got time for one more quick story, and it's sort of a lesson in form versus function you may have heard about. So Apple has recently been moving into its new $5 billion headquarters in Cupertino, this giant donut-shaped building.
The mothership.
The mothership. It looks beautiful, like every Apple product, like the iPhone that I'm holding here. A lot of it's made out of glass, though, and unfortunately what they're finding is that their employees keep walking into the glass walls. And some of them actually, unfortunately, are getting injured by these collisions with the glass. So it just kind of shows sometimes you got to put function a little bit ahead of form. Beautiful looking building, it's hurting some of the people inside it. Probably not what they were looking for.
You know, and we haven't heard about, you know, birds or anything else flying into the glass from the outside. So I'm sure it works both ways.
It probably does. Well, thank you very much for joining us, folks, on this week's ChannelPro 5-Minute Roundup. If you like the show, you'd like to keep up to speed on our latest episodes, check out the ChannelPro Network channel on YouTube. Subscribe to that, and we'll keep you updated on upcoming episodes. You can see every episode on the ChannelProNetwork.com website anytime you want, and there's lots of other great content for you out there as well. To learn more about Eric and his business and what he can do for you, go to consulting.spc-intl.com. That's consulting.spc-intl.com. Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, I'm Rich Freeman with Eric Simpson. Enjoy the rest of your week. We are enjoying the rest of your week already.